Welcome back. Today we'll be reviewing my Pelican Catch 110 High Drive Generation 2. I've owned this kayak for over 3 years now. It's taken me a lot of new places and I put a lot of miles on it, so you will see the wear and tear on it. Some minor things I had to fix, I'll show you in a bit, but you know, it's held up relatively good for how much I used it. So this kayak is about 11 feet front to back, just under 11. I think it's 10.6 feet. It's a pedal drive with a rudder in the back, and steering is on your left with that handle. And the rudder deploy is via the cable on the right side. So we'll start a review in the front. We have a nice centered grippy handle riveted in. It's great for picking it up. The kayak is about 65 pounds without the drive and seat, so it's a very light kayak. You know, fishing kayak is concerned. We have a bungee with nothing in it. This is all open deck, and I use this space, you know, for my tackle box. When I have a live scope installed, I will put the live scope box in a little soft cooler in the front instead, and then connect to my fish finder right here. The drive is the High Drive Generation 2. You know, works the same way as the first generation Hobie drives. Very wheelless. You can go probably over, you know, 3-4 inches of water, no problem. All you do is push it into the slot, and then there are 2 tabs to lock it in place, and that's it. And then you unlock it, you can pull it out. There's no instant reverse. You gotta pull the drive out, turn it 180, and then drop it back in to go backwards, but I mean, realistically, no one ever does that. And over here we have 4 tracks, 2 on either side. Lots of rigging options. You know, I tend not to put too much stuff on it, just because you know, I like to be as light as possible, so I can launch in more places. Also, you know, a kayak like this is not very fast. The hull design is very flat. It doesn't cut through the water. It's designed for stability mostly, because it is only 11 feet. So your speed isn't the greatest. Comfortably, I would say you can probably pedal 2.5 miles an hour for a pretty long time. Anything faster than that, you're gonna be hustling. So for my fish finder, I just used the Scotty arm rigged up to my transducer. This is the Garmin EchoMap SV7. That's a great unit. And then I have it mounted on the Scotty insert here. Let's see if I can take it off here. There we go. Yeah, I just bundle up the wires around this thing so it stays in place, and I just push it in and locks. And the transducer wire is wraps around the transducer arm. It's nice and tidy. This is the power cord. I usually just run it all the way to the back where my crate is. That's where I put my battery. Yeah, the whole setup doesn't take me too long. I can be in the water in about, fully rigged, 10 to 15 minutes, which is very nice. This is the Pelican seat. It's pretty comfortable, I would say. It's got a little bit of lumbar support. You can tighten these two straps to give you more support in the back. But I do find that, you know, after a few years, these straps do come loose. It's hard. You lose a lot of support on the back here, and also on the bottom. With these 4 straps, you just can't tighten as much as a brand new one. The seat I have modified a little bit. I've installed these C-risers. I just made them out of 2 PVC tees with another short piece in the middle, and I glued them all together and then just heated up this part and jammed it onto this steel frame. It gives me about like 3.5 inch extra height, which you know, makes a lot of difference. Makes standing up a lot easier. Same thing with the front here. I mean, you don't have to glue this down here. If you're in really choppy water, you can honestly just turn this thing, push this thing upwards, and then you'll be sitting a lot lower. Yeah, usually I just put the catch board under the seat. Also, when I have tackle box open and I don't want to put it all the way back, I just slide it under the seat. There's quite a bit of room underneath. You have about 8 inches of clearance. That's all space you can put tackle boxes in. Okay. Now coming back here, we have our rod holders. We have a total of 3, 2 on the right and 1 on the left. You can probably put another one on the other side, but you know, I never bother because I put all the rod holders on my crate. There's plenty of them. This is just a cheap milk crate. So in it, I pretty much just put my batteries. We have a 50 amp hour 12 volt battery in the soft cooler. It's a little messy, but there's a 10 amp hour one for the fish finder, and I always have this. It's a be-free Katadyn water filter, so you don't have to bring you know, a ton of water, a ton of weight onto the kayak. You can just drink lake water. You know, lake water here is pretty clean in the Simcoe region and in Ontario, Canada. So I just scoop up some water and drink from this. Never had a problem. Done this for years. You know, if your water is you know, very murky and it's very sandy, I would say maybe just bring a big jug instead, and then I just have scale, a towel and gloves in here, and then probably throw a lunch in there as well. Yeah, and then this crate I mounted 3 rod holders times 2, so 6 rod holders. There's another piece of PVC pipe I can slide another rod into. So 7 rod holders in total, which is more than what I need. And then behind the crate we have a hatch that came with the kayak. You know, you can put your keys in there before you launch. it'll stay watertight. Oh, one tip though, if you do put the motor on, this is a water snake, 25 pound thrust. Make sure you plug that scupper hole on the bottom here, or otherwise water is going to rush in. And the crate, sometimes it blocks the water from leaving. Okay, and now we're at the back here. Now we're on the left side. We have just this bungee to hold the paddle. I don't have a good paddle because, you know, with a pedal drive and motor, you don't really need a paddle unless you're getting on shore or offshore. This handle I've repaired because one day I was lunching and I accidentally wrapped the C-strap onto the handle, and when I sat down, boom, it just got pulled over and I broke it off. So I kind of just glued it back with a lot of epoxy. Yeah, still works. Now let's show you the back of the kayak. Usually after loading, I like to just put the cart on the kayak. This car is really light, so it doesn't really bother me. This is the Pelican SUP kayak. Weights about, I don't know, 4 pounds or so, 5 pounds. It's very light, so I just, you know, stick it into the rod holders, and it's gonna stay there. Doesn't get in the way of anything. And then when I get back on shore, I just take it out, and I'll load the kayak onto it. So in the back here, I've actually kind of upgraded the rudder. The original piece stops right here. I cut a piece of cutting board, very thin cutting board, and I bolted it to the original rudder just to give it a little bit help, you know, for turning, because you know, if you ever had this kayak, it's not the easiest kayak to make it turn. The bigger rudder definitely helps a lot with that. And the last thing I'll show you is this rig for the motor I made. It's pretty much just a piece of wood. And I jammed it in between the two back handles, you know, and then to make it not shift back and forth, I strapped it down with a kayak strap. Yeah, it's I mean, pretty sturdy. It's not gonna move. It'll flex a little bit, but you know, that's fine. And when I get on the water, I will just deploy this. This is the 24-pound thrust water snake transom mounted trolling motor. To deploy it, I just have to lean back and push this button, and then this will come down. When it goes all the way down, I can turn it on and off. It's got, you know, it's a very simple kayak. It's only 5 pounds, so you know, it's a lot of weight savings. It's only got 2 buttons. This is slow, fast, forward, and back. So it's a 2-speed motor. Very simple. Doesn't take a lot of power. On high, I think it drains probably around 20 amp hour an hour. So with a 50 amp hour battery, I can use it all day, no problem. One thing I forgot to mention, you know, there's only one handle on the side of the kayak, on the right side. And then right beside it is the rudder deployment line. So you pull on one, it retracts the rudder. You pull the other one, it deploys it. Pretty easy to use. One thing, you know, you might forget when you're coming back to shore. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Put it in the comments. You know, like I said, I try to keep this rig as light as possible. The whole thing you see here is, you know, probably less than 110 pounds. So it's very easy to throw on the cart and pull around. You know, this kayak has served me very well in the last 3 years, but I have since upgraded to that one over there. It's the Old Town Big Water 132 PDL, which I will review in the next video. Yeah, thanks for watching.